Hello and welcome. We're gonna get started in a comfortable seated position. So get comfy on your mat. You can be sitting, you can be kneeling, whatever version is comfortable for you. Maybe even sitting on a blanket or a bolster. And then just closing your eyes, bringing your palms up to receive, or if you're needing some grounding, or feeling really anxious, turn your palms down. And then closing your eyes, come back to your breath. Inhaling all the way in and down to the base of your spine. Exhaling, releasing all the oxygen in, out of your lungs. Inhaling all the way in and down to the base of your spine. Exhaling completely. I now invite you to set an intention for your practice, how you want to feel, how you want to carry on with the rest of your day. If you're doing this in the evening or if you're doing this in the morning, how you want to do or feel throughout the day. Is it compassion? Is it relaxation? Is it to move with ease? And once you have your word that comes to you, that will be your word. I want you to stay with it. And then bring your hands to heart center. Maybe bowing your head towards your fingertips slightly. Opening your eyes, we'll begin our practice. So we're going to begin in tabletop. So setting up our foundation, we're going to spread our fingers nice and wide. Hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips, hip width apart, so about 2 fists in between. And a nice flat straight back, so engaging the core, so drawing your navel up towards your spine. And then breathing here in this foundation, we're going to inhale, gaze up towards the ceiling, arching our back, coming into cow pose. And then exhale, rounding, coming into cat pose. So dropping your head down, really reaching up with your belly button towards your spine. Inhale, cat pose or cow pose. Exhale, cat. 2 more times. Inhale, cow, really arching down through the lower back, looking up towards the ceiling, maybe drawing your shoulders back onto your back. And then rounding through cat pose. One last time, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat pose. Coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to extend the left hand out, palm facing in, spreading the fingers nice and wide, and then extending the right foot back, so in opposition, really pushing through the right heel. Breathing here, engaging the core, bringing in that balance. Maybe our gaze is helping us, just looking a little bit up and off the front of the mat. Just engaging all of our muscles. Exhaling, release. Opposite side, so really pushing back through the left heel. Extending the right fingertips now, palm facing in, fingers spread nice and wide. Maybe drawing that right shoulder back onto your body. And then just engaging the core here. Drawing the navel to the spine. Inhaling and exhaling, breathing here as we're engaging all of our muscles to hold us up. And then exhaling, release. Curling the toes under, we're going to just do a little bit more core work before we go into our flow. We're going to bring our knees up, hovering off the mat, just about an inch. And breathing here. Holding here, engaging the core. Maybe feeling that stretch through your toes. One way we never really stretches our feet is pushing our toes back like this. And then before we go down, I want you to make 10 tiny circles going to the right for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll release. Maybe uncurl the toes, tapping the feet on the top of your mat. We're going to do the opposite side, so curling the toes back under, bringing our knees up, and then moving engaging our core by drawing our navel back to our spine. We're going to move towards the left. 10 tiny circles. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We did it. You are done. Maybe coming back for a brief child's pose, extending your arms out in front of you, bringing your forehead down towards the mat, catching your breath, giving your abdomen a little bit of a break. While the arms are extended out in front of you, I want you to draw your fingertips nice and wide, setting up your foundation for your first downward facing dog. So curling under your toes and then pushing up and back. Maybe walking your dog out to start. So pedaling your feet, bending one knee and then the other. Breathing here, feeling that stretch through the back of your legs. Really rooting down through your heels. You want to look at your foundation. So drawing up through your arms, drawing your shoulders onto your back. Your head is in between your arms, coming through your body. You're pushing your chest towards your thighs. And then rooting down through your heels. Feet are about hip width apart. And your gaze is looking either between your feet or up towards your belly button, wherever you feel comfortable. And once you have your foundation, I want you to come back to your breath. The breath that we had at the beginning of our class, the big, long inhale, followed by the exhale. Inhale and exhale. One last one before we begin to flow. Inhale and exhale. I want you to begin by coming forward into plank pose. So setting up a nice strong foundation. You're a nice long line, maybe curling up through your upper back just a little bit more. Really pushing back through your heels. Breathing here in your plank pose. Exhale, coming back into downward facing dog. Inhale, coming into plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time, inhale into plank. Nice straight line. It doesn't really look straight on this camera. It's the angle, but I promise you I'm straight. And then I want you to, from here, slowly lowering down, dropping your knees down, and slowly bringing your arms by your side, dropping down all the way down to your mat. Uncurl your toes. We're going to inhale, come into baby cobra. You want to stay really light on your fingertips, so really pushing down through the pelvis and lifting up. And maybe see if you can root down the toes, if you can lift your hands. So gluing all your toenails onto the mat. And then inhale, see if you can come up a little bit higher. Exhale, release. Do that one more time. So really rooting down through all 10 toes. We're going to inhale, root down through the pelvis, and then lift forward and then up into cobra. Maybe lifting your hands off the mat so you're engaging all the proper muscles. Inhaling and exhaling, feeling a little bit of the rock, and then release. We're going to curl the toes under, push up and back into downward facing dog. Now we're going to do a vinyasa flow. You do your variation. So if you do knees, chin, chest, go ahead and do that. I'm going to cue chaturanga. If you know what that is, you're welcome to do that. So we're going to inhale forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, or knees, chin, chest. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, or knees, chin, and chest. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, lift our right leg up, and then step it through, setting up for warrior one. So dropping the left or anchoring the left heel down. We're going to inhale, draw our navel to our spine, bringing our arms up by our side, palms facing in, fingertips spread nice and wide. We're lifting up towards the ceiling, and then dropping our shoulders down and onto our back. Breathing here in this posture. See if you can bend your front knee just a little bit more, coming into the posture a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, we're going to open up into warrior two. So maybe needing to walk our back foot out just a little bit to widen our stance. We're drawing our shoulders onto our back. And we're spreading our fingers nice and wide. Maybe you can drop into this posture a little bit deeper. And then we're going to gaze over our front middle finger. Breathing here, maybe seeing if you can engage your core or drop your pelvis back a little bit. Maybe you're tilting it forward, see if you can drop it back. On your inhale, we're going to exalt our warrior, so lifting up towards the ceiling and then back. Trying to keep your spine nice and long in the left side body. You don't want to just arch back. We want to lift up and back, keeping our front knee where it is. And then coming back into warrior two. Setting up for Trikonasana on this side, so straightening the front leg. Really reach with the right fingertips, and then dropping them down to your shin, your ankle, the outside edge of your foot, whatever variation you are able to hold, come into that posture. You want to make sure you keep a nice long, straight line through your side body. So that's the most important part. And then you want to extend that left hand up towards the ceiling, spreading your fingers nice and wide. Gaze looking up. And it's almost like you're between two pieces of glass. So a nice, long, straight line. Breathing here through that beautiful side body stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, we're going to bend the front knee, coming back into warrior two, just for a short breath. Then we're going to pivot on the back foot, cartwheel our hands down and step back into plank. We're going to exhale, come down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Setting up for the opposite side. So lifting the left leg up, rooting down through the right heel. We're going to inhale, bring the left foot in between our hands. Dropping the right heel down, setting up for warrior one on the opposite side. So once you have your foundation set up through your feet, so your feet are grounded, you're going to inhale through the core, draw your arms out in front of you, coming up to standing, spreading your fingertips nice and wide, drawing your shoulders down and back onto your back spine, up by your ears, and then breathing here. Once your foundation is set up, come back to your breath. On your next inhale, we're going to open up into warrior two. So maybe walking the back foot back, We want to heel to arch alignment in this warrior. We're going to draw our shoulders onto our back. Check in, maybe your pelvis needs to be tilted down. And then our gaze is going to look over our front middle finger. See if maybe you can come just a little bit deeper, bending the front knee just a little bit more, feeling that beautiful stretch through your inner thigh. And coming back to your breath. Big inhale and exhale all the way in and down. This long, steady breath will help you hold the posture. On your next inhale, we're going to exalt our warriors. We're going to reach up and back with the left hand, keeping a nice long body through the right back part, or right side of our body. So up and then back. And then coming back into warrior two, keeping our legs where they are, just moving our upper body. On your next inhale, we're going to straighten the front leg and then reach, reach, reach with our left fingertips coming down to your version, either to your shin, your ankle, to the floor. I just want to make sure that you're keeping a nice long torso. So you don't want to be hunched over, long, 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 and then down, really reaching up through the right fingertips, gazing up towards the ceiling. And then coming into or back into your breath. Maybe closing your eyes, keeping your eyes open. Just breathing here, really reaching through the sides of your body. Feeling that stretch, feeling your spine lengthen. On your next inhale, we're going to bend the front knee, coming up into warrior two, just for one breath. Breathing here, then we're going to pivot on the back toes and cartwheel our hands to frame our front foot. Pushing the left foot back, coming into your plank pose. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Catching your breath here. You're going to inhale, look forward. You're going to hop, step, or jump your feet to the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat back, drawing your shoulders onto your back. And then exhale, folding forward, bringing your torso as close to your legs as you possibly can. And we're going to bring our hands to meet our wrists. Breathing here. We're going to bend our knees as much as we need to glue our torso to our upper thighs. And then exhale, we're going to release our head and slowly straighten our legs. Feeling that beautiful stretch through the backs of our legs, through our hips, through our side body, through our upper back and lower back. Breathing here. Coming back to your breath, inhale and exhale. We're going to slowly release by walking our fingertips out from underneath our feet. And then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling up to standing. Bringing our palms facing forward, fingers spread nice and wide, shoulders are drawn onto our back. And just breathing here. We're going to set up for dancer's pose. So I'm going to maybe face a little bit sideways here. So we're going to bring our left hand, palm facing up, feet are about hip width apart. We're going to root down through the right foot. So really rooting down through all four corners of your foot. So setting a nice strong foundation on that side. We're going to bring our palms facing out. Our elbow is in by our hip. And we're going to kick our left foot back till we catch it. So you can reach your arm down if you need to catch it. And then we want to make sure we're drawing our knee in. So we're not splaying out to the side. We want to draw it in so it's in alignment. And that way we have alignment with our shoulder here. So I want you to be able to see the posture. So I'm going to turn a little bit to the side, but making sure you're drawing the left knee towards the right leg. We're going to inhale, engaging the core. We're going to draw the right arm up and then pushing up through the left foot. We're going to make sure we want to square the left hip off. So we're not, I don't want you to open. I want you to keep that left hip facing down. Kicking up, breathing here, focusing your drishti or your focus on something that is slightly ahead of you that's not moving. And then coming back to your breath, it's going to help you hold the posture. So inhaling and exhaling all the way in down to the base of your spine is going to help you. And then slowly coming out, you're going to release. Shake it all out, setting up for the opposite side. So really rooting down through all four corners of the left foot. We're going to bring the right hand out to the side and then pick up the right foot. We're picking up on the inside of our foot. So once we have our foundation nice and set, we're going to draw the left knee towards the right leg. And then draw our right shoulder onto our back. We're going to inhale the left hand up. Fingers spread nice and wide, engaging the core. We're going to slowly start to kick that right foot up. Making sure you're not opening and splaying to the side. We want to keep the right hip facing down. And then coming back to our breath. Maybe your version of dancer's pose is here today. And that's okay. Every day is a new day. And just honor where you are. This is also going to come out into life. So taking yoga philosophies into your everyday practice. Every day is a new day. Every day is unique. Just like yoga, you do it every day. Every day, your postures are different. And then releasing, shaking it all out. From here, we're going to do one more vinyasa flow. I'm going to turn around. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands down, stepping back into plank position. We're going to exhale, slowly lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming into child's pose. We're going to slowly come kicking our feet out. So onto our left side, kicking our feet out in front of us. We're slowly going to slow down our breath, getting in preparation for Shavasana, our final resting pose. In order to do that, we're going to slowly keep our core going. So we're going to extend our arms out, coming into boat pose. So nice, long, straight spine. Extending the legs up. Your legs might be shaking like mine. Engaging the core. If this is too much, you can bend your knees. We just want to make sure you have a nice, long, straight back. If you're able to hold it, keep extending your legs, fingers spread nice and wide. And we're holding it for 3, 2, and 1. You did it. You can cross your knees. Give yourself a big hug. The core portion of our class is over. We're going to lay down, extending our legs out, lowering vertebrae by vertebrae, and then coming into a brief rest. We're going to bend our knees, setting up for thread the needle. So we're going to bring the right foot on top of the left, thigh up by the knee. We're going to flex the right toes, and then we're going to bring the left thigh up towards us, relaxing the left foot. So making sure you're just really flexing through that the right foot. You want to push the right knee away from you while drawing the left thigh towards you. And then coming back to your breath here, just feeling that stretch through the right outer hip. So you're pushing in opposition. Just be present, feeling that sensation as you're stretching. Maybe breathing into that area for release. And then on your next exhale, we're going to release our feet, setting up for windshield wiper. So walking our feet out to the outside edge of our mat and just rocking the knees back and forth. This is great for releasing your lower back. It also kind of stretches the insides of your thighs as well as your hips. Gives you a little bit of range of motion there. Your hands can be resting on your belly if you want. They can be up to the side for more stability. And your eyes can be closed. Looking at the ceiling is a little too bright or just want to rest your eyes, you can close them. So we're going to walk our feet back in to hip width apart. Setting up for the opposite side for thread the needle. So bringing the left foot on top of the right thigh up towards the knee. Really flexing those toes. You're going to bring your arms and wrap them around your right thigh. You want to pull the right thigh towards your body while pushing the left knee away from you. And then just breathing here. This side for me is a lot tighter. So just focusing your breath on the release. Making sure you're taking inhales that are long and deep. And your breath is not too short and sharp. So inhaling all the way in and down. Exhaling to release. Maybe as your hip loosens, you can come into the posture a little bit deeper. Just being here for a few more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. On your next exhale, we're going to release our feet down towards the mat. We're going to come into happy baby now. So bringing your hands on the insides of your legs, but grabbing the outside of your feet. And you want to keep your knees bent in the beginning, but really flex through the feet and push up through those heels. So you feel that beautiful stretch through your backs of your legs. Keeping your knees bent and then in towards your body. Just breathing here. Maybe pushing your spine straight and flat into the mat. So nice, long, straight spine. This is a beautiful stretch for your spine, as well as for your hips. And then maybe taking the opportunity to slowly stretch one leg at a time. So extending one leg straight and then bending and then doing the opposite. Really, my legs are a little tight, they're shaking. Just breathing here. One more time on each side. You don't really feel like extending, you can keep holding the static position. Last time on each side. And then giving yourself a big hug, drawing your head towards your knees, becoming a big ball, and then rocking back and forth, giving your back a nice massage. Just before we come into our final resting posture, Shavasana. So extending your feet out to the edge of the mat, drawing your shoulders onto your back. Your arms are away from your body, palms are facing up. And I want you to take a few big, deep breaths with a sigh to exhale. So inhaling all the way in and down. Exhaling with a sigh. Inhaling all the way in and down. Exhale with a sigh. One last time. Inhale. And let it all go. I want you just to breathe normally now. Slightly tuck your chin to extend your cervical spine. Closing your eyes and just resting and relaxing and enjoying this time. Feeling that shift, the energy as it's moving around through your body. Feel the sensations, the releases. And just be here. There's going to be some silence. Not to worry, I will wake you up when it's time to move. This is the best part of the practice. This is when we put the cookie dough in the oven and it's baking. You've moved your body and now you're baking your cookies. The mind wanders, come back to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling, focusing on your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe breathing in and out just a little bit deeper, wakening your body up, coming back to the present moment, back into the room. I invite you to draw your legs together and then reach your arms overhead, reaching in opposition, so pointing your toes, reaching your arms in opposition, and then exhale, releasing. I invite you to roll to one side, pick the right or the left, coming into a fetal position for one breath. And then slowly rising up to a comfortable seated position, bringing your head up last, seeing maybe if you can keep your eyes closed and you're just trusting your body, it will get you there. And then coming to a comfortable seat, whatever variation is working for you, sitting on a bolster, a blanket, kneeling. And open your eyes. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank yourself for showing up, for moving, for committing to giving yourself this time. Thank you and have a wonderful day.